with technology. And let me make sure that we are live. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 but that's okay. Yes, we are. Wonderful stuff. So there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our beautiful conversation. For we are unveiling the life of another tribe leader. I love talking to this woman. I love talking to Jo so very, very much. And we're going to have a great conversation today, Jo. So welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nothing like a bit of entertainment to get us in the mood before we start. So hello everyone that's watching. And with Sophie and I were just having fun and games as she was connecting all the things in the internet world.
We
So yeah, so welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here today because I've been really wanting and called to share with you a little bit about. Oh, by the way, I'm the host of the Empowered You tribe group in the Sacred You community. And today I've been invited to talk a little bit about myself and my journey. And this one is so passionate, so close to my heart. And it was the very thing that actually transformed my life before I started working with all the mind stuff. And therefore, I'm very passionate about it. And I wanted to share it with you today and take you back, take you on a journey of where I actually started in the very beginning before I became even a coach. Well, yeah, even before I became a coach, and I fell into coaching as a result of this, what I call pillar, because I like to see things in life as, in all areas of our life as pillars. Our relationship pillar, our wealth pillar, financial pillar, our social pillar, our our health pillar, which is the pillar that I'm working with today, our career pillar or business pillar, whatever works, whatever's in your world at the time, and even community pillar and people and how you connect in your community and what you give in your community, and there's so many different pillars. And when I coach, I talk in terms of pillars, but so before we actually even start a coaching relationship, I get to know where you're sitting in each of the pillars, because often one of them can affect the other. So where you maybe, not have too much focus in one area of your life and one of your pillars, you may be very strong in another area. So we want to have them, bring them into balance. And, life is all about balance, right? So today I wanted to really focus in and share with you a little bit about my beginnings of, I believe, the true wealth of every pillar is your health. And I truly believe it starts with this. So, taking you back to my childhood, I grew up in a family that was a traditional, three veg, one meat every meal type of family. Then that was great. We got food, we got what we needed. I believe. And when I left home at 17, I fell into a community and I met actually the father of my two daughters, and he was well into holistic health. He was exploring with all the different things. He was a little bit older than I, and he had a little veggie garden up the back of his house in Balmain. And in Balmain, it was very, back then, it was very alternate. This is about 1978. It was very alternate. And there was places we could go, like where we could learn little courses. And I did a few of them, which was like iridology, kinesiology, like mini courses. So I got to explore different ways of, natural I guess, alternative healing, but also explored different ways of eating. We went vegetarian. We went, we did we did a bit of fasting back then. We ate, pretty much from the garden and just very alternative methods. And there was one back there that I'm just trying to think of the name of it. Anyway, it'll come to me, that we explored. So we were always exploring different ways of health. And from that time, it really opened up my mind to alternative ways of being, but also nutrition was the main thing. And so that started me on my journey of really health and well-being. And I really believe I felt 100% better, number one. I really felt that changing my nutritional regime was really empowering, and it just led me on that journey of wanting to explore more and more and more about health. So, and please feel free to stop me, Sophia, if you have any questions, because you know me, I tend to, and I can go on tangents too. So bring me back if you need to. But just having that awareness of how much your body supports your mental being and your energy and even your energy body, and feeding the body what it needs is so imperative to building a resilient body as well, a healthy, resilient body. So much so that now, I mean, I was trying to think the other day, I can count on one hand how many times I've had to, since leaving home and experimenting with different ways of eating and nutrition and health, and then specifically when I fell into a business that was promoting health and wellness and nutrition, and being taught by some of the most incredible doctors and scientists and wellness professionals around the world, that I could count on one hand that I have had any sort of illness, well, not even illness, but just one was shingles once when I was working with the youth, and having to go to a doctor for any specific reason, like, other than obviously the women's stuff that we all need to, well, we don't all need to, but it's important to pay attention to, just to have your regular checks and things and that. Other than that, I don't feel like I've ever had an issue, or I haven't had a medication, that's for sure, in 40 odd years of just looking after I call it our temple. Yeah. So Sophia's making some funny faces. Is everything all right?
It is fine, Jo. Absolutely.
I thought we might have not been live.
No, everything is perfectly
Okay,
fine. And I've
that's
been
good.
listening. I know I haven't interrupted you because I haven't
No,
wanted to interrupt you,
no.
because you're telling your journey, especially how important it is, if I can just,
Yeah.
clarify that, yes, we all want to become wealthy type of stuff, but we need to look after all areas of our life,
Mm-hmm.
especially our health. And can I ask you, Jo, if I may,
Sure.
from your experience, especially because you're a healer, you help other women with their health and everything else. This is a generalization, right? This does not occur for everyone, but in general, a lot of women who have health problems don't put themselves first. And also, therefore, because they have health problems, they also have financial issues. And those financial issues stop them from, their belief about that stop them from dealing with their health issues, because I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've actually experienced that the more I put myself first, including my health, and just take that step and trust in the universe, that the universe is always looking after me, that the universe provides the finances for me to look after my health.
Oh.
And then I get back on track. with all other areas of my life, including my finances. Does that make sense?
100%. It's such a deep topic, right? It's such a deep topic. There's so many layers to this, and definitely a lot of beliefs play into, even why we don't prioritize our health. Yeah, because we feel that we have to make the money to be able to do that. And we don't trust that, if we look after our health, that the money will come. And it's all entangled in our limiting beliefs that we sometimes don't even know are there. They're hidden so deeply. And that's why it's important to do the inner work and work out what's driving you and what's not driving you to take your health as a priority and do what you need to do for you first. What's underneath that? What's below, what's deeply embedded inside your unconscious that's, blocking you from even taking that first step and prioritizing yourself. So that's a whole other, I guess, conversation, but it's important to understand that we need to take the time that if we aren't prioritizing our health, and look at the reasons, perhaps, what's deeply embedded in us that's running us about our limiting beliefs, and that we need to have the money or whatever it may be, or we need to have need to just do the exercise, for instance, as an example. And then the money has fed into that. So it does actually drill back down to money. And we had a beautiful conversation yesterday in our tribe meeting around money, right? And even that belief of deserving that we can have that money, right?
Yes.
And not waiting till the money comes before we look after ourselves, because when we look after ourselves, we have more energy, we have more drive, we have more focus, we have more, everything functions better. Your whole body functions better. You're clearer, you make better decisions, and you attract back to you. When you're in a vibration of feeling good, you attract what you need. And the other piece of that is you have to ask for what you need as well. Like the universe, as you talked about, doesn't just give it to you. Like, it doesn't know what you want. You're not actually asking for what that is. I would love to be able to have, better health. Please put me in the direction. Ask clear, direct questions. Please, send me something to support me and put me on the trajectory of good, optimal health. Not just good, but optimal health. And things show up.
Things
Right?
show up.
Things show up. But we forget to ask. Okay, there's so much support up there and around us, and even the earth grounding, in the earth qualities of connecting with Mother Earth and asking her to support you. She's always supporting you because we have to walk on the earth, right? But deeply sitting in the energy of what it is you truly want and asking for it from a heart. And the thing is, in those times, beliefs will come up. Like if you're paying attention, you'll be, and that's when your mind will start to, tell you that, no, you can't have that. No, it doesn't work that way because of this, and this. These old patterns, these old beliefs will come up when you sit long enough, ask, and then see what's showing up for me. And then I will challenge those beliefs. And there's some simple things that, we can do to do that. Like, is it true? Like, is it true? Do I have evidence that that's true? Often not, because you see other people, like you see people in third world countries that have optimal health because they don't have the money to buy all the things. So they have to eat from the earth, yeah? They might be deficient in some ways, but, generally they're exercising, they're in the garden, they're doing the things in the fields, they're, creating an income from pulling, what do you call it, growing grass. Oh, sorry, not grass, rice in the rice paddies. You don't see them, bent over and, whatever. But yeah, there's so many things that we could be doing. And then we need to go to the root. What's stopping or blocking us from even wanting to see those beliefs. That's another thing for even wanting to go there, because that's fearful. That's scary.
That's that's fearful. Yes, it is. And for some people, it's very scary. And I was just on a podcast conversation with a woman who was talking about inner child healing and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, which does take courage, right? But we also know, or we know, I'm going to say, and I'm sure you do too, Jo, very much that, yes, we go through what they call the dark night of the soul. Yes, we've got bloody shit like anything
Mm.
that we have to clear out. But two things, for example, one is it helps us to realize, it helps me realize we're not on this path alone. We've all got shit to clear out. So therefore, one is we can support each other, and the other one is there's real no judgment, right? When we go through our stuff, that we can, it's like giving ourselves permission to be vulnerable because everyone else goes through shit as well. And when we can be vulnerable, it gives other people permission. It allows other people permission to be vulnerable. And you feel so much better. And your health, your wealth, your life improves in such a dramatic way. Maybe not all at once. We have many layers that unfortunately don't get ripped off all at once. It would be good. It would be pretty dramatic, but it would be good. But little bit, little bit, little bit. And over time, you notice that your life's changed.
Absolutely. Bite-sized pieces. They say, how do you eat an elephant? Not that I eat animals, but they say, one bite at a time. So little incremental changes starts with a decision as well. And not using those excuses as I haven't got enough money, I haven't got enough time. The two biggest ones, I haven't got enough money, I haven't got enough time.
Hugely.
Huge. And it's about making the time, because it doesn't have to cost money to look after your health. Or your physical body. And there are ways of starting small, as little as taking that warm lemon water in the morning to start to alkaline your body. Yeah. So that you can, does cost nothing. I know, well, I'm very blessed. We have lemon trees everywhere on our where we live, but also in our community. So most of that is free for us. They're falling off the ground. So it's beautiful. And little things like, are you drinking enough water? Like, how much water are you drinking? Clean water, like clean water. And I know that, it costs money to get filters and all that thing, but just start with simple little drinking more water to cleanse your body, and then build it from there, and making those little incremental changes long enough that they stick. And so you feel the difference. And, this is the thing. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not seeing any difference. So they give up after the first few days. All right. It's a long-term change. It's long-term gain. It's not a quick fix. It's a sustainable process of doing it enough until you see that. And what were you saying there about having the energy? Of course, it's going to give you more energy to do more. But yeah, I lost that train. But yeah, it's so, so important. And for me, I think it was 10 years after that, that's when I became a single mum at 6 months pregnant. And I was like you talk about life traumas, life situations, whatever you want to call it. I went into just freeze, fight, flight, freeze, one of those, and was asking the universe, what am I going to do? How am I going to support these children? Two of them were going to a Steiner school, which was costing a bomb. And, I was passionate about them staying there, and I was renting, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? Well, I asked the universe, and I think that's when Louise L. Hay's book landed for me, and that's where it started, working with the mind. So I was already on the trajectory of health, And then when that bombshell happened, it was like, lots of fear. I went into a deep dark hole for a little while there and was able to come out of it, but at the same time never compromised on our health because to be honest, Sophia, it's actually from what I found is much more economical to eat from the fruit shop than it is to shop around the supermarket and in all the packaged stuff.
Of course it
Like when you balance that out, when you look at it, and you can grow a few, I grow all my herbs and things at home. So I'm not paying for those little things, but I've never thought this has just come to me now. It actually is more economical to just shop for your fruit and veggies. And if you eat meat, maybe a little bit of meat. I mean, yes, if you're going to eat organic, it's going to cost you a little bit more. However, there's some simple things that you can grow at home. Like you can pluck your lettuce out of your garden. Like there's tomatoes that are growing wild in our environment. So I can always forage for a meal. And I know that's not everybody. If you're living in a city, an apartment, it's not. But these are choices that we can make. Again, this comes back to, choice, doesn't it?
It does. And, we really have to, well, we encourage people to get to a stage where they choose themselves first and what is good for them. No matter, I really believe, Jo, no matter how challenging it is, if we make a commitment to whatever for ourselves, then again, I really believe pathways open. It does become easier, especially like you said, when you experience being a single mum and like, what am I going to do? Well, when we really allow ourselves to connect with that universe and just simply ask for help,
Yeah.
show me a way to do whatever it is I want to do,
Yeah.
then magic happens.
Yeah.
Magic happens.
It did happen because it showed up for me. I couldn't believe that I but I was shown a health and nutrition company. And I was like, oh, it was right up my alley.
Yeah,
And that company took me around the world with 4 children.
yeah,
Like you just don't know what's around the corner. We just have to follow the breadcrumbs. When they do show up, just say yes and
yeah.
see what happens. The worst thing can happen. The other thing I wanted to quickly share, because I know we're running out of time, is we don't know how long we've got on this planet.
Ah,
Like, why not be the healthiest version of yourself?
yes,
But so many other magical things can happen from that one pillar. And prioritize yourself. Yeah. Just
yeah.
prioritize yourself. And if you're not prioritizing yourself, ask yourself, why am I not? What is stopping me? Probably not why, but what is stopping me from prioritizing me? What is that? And looking for those beliefs that block you from actually stepping into the best version of yourself. And that's what all about our Empowered You tribe. And when you talk about being vulnerable and the non-judgmental space. Oh my goodness. Women in there, a lot of them always say, oh, it just feels so safe to be able to share this, right? And there's nothing they don't have to share if they don't want to. And also in that tribe, we can pause if you want to share and not have it, recorded. So it's a beautiful space where women are supported in a non-judgmental way because we all go through and I've been sharing a lot of my experiences of late. And I think it's important because I'm a human being, going through my own experiences, as well as a soul being, on that journey of finding. So yeah, I'd
And,
love to invite everyone to come and experience that.
and you do such a wonderful job, Jo. Not just job. You hold space for the women in your tribe. So I know the word that is there is dramatically, but that's not the right word. And I just want to thank you. I truly, really would like to thank you and to honor you for
Mm,
being the host of the Empowered You Tribe because it's such a needed thing, especially in today's world.
mm.
So for everyone who is listening, come and join Jo in her tribe. It only costs you $1 to try it out for 2 weeks, plus all of our other tribes as well. You can do those as well, but come and join the Empowered You tribe for 2 weeks just for $1. Then after that, if you choose to stay, which we hope you do, there's a 50% off the membership for the lifetime that you're with Sacred You, whether it's a week, a month, a year, or forever, which we hope forever is a long time. It's 50% off.
Incredible offering, and it is such a needed area for everybody to have support. So incredible. Come and join us. $1. Wow.
And of course, if we can, before we leave, you've also got your business. I've been putting the links below for everyone who do click on Jo's links for the tribe, or tell us very quickly about your business, Jo.
Yes. Love to. I do support women, empowering them to take back, to step into their authentic self, and live a life of freedom, and also to navigate all the overwhelm that we all go through, and anxiety and all the things that everyone experiences at some point, if not every day. It's a process, and I have to step into me every single morning. But actually at the moment I've got my 4-week breakthrough and reset. It was the offer I had for January as we step into 2025. And that's where we really dive deep into looking for those limiting beliefs and breaking those limiting beliefs and all the patterns that we carry, all the stories that we have. So we work intimately together for 4 weeks, and you have access to me 24/7 on my Voxer, so that you do get breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, and you come out of there a different version of yourself. So check out my website to others that have experienced that 4 weeks. It really does set you up for an incredible life, and it's things that we can do in the unconscious that it's very difficult to do alone. So that is the one offer I really truly encourage people to check out, because it's not just one session. It's not a one session fix.
Life is not one session.
No.
They say you get one try at it, but there's many. You can have every day is a different life.
Yeah. And we can transform it in any moment. We just have to say yes to ourselves.
Exactly. And Jo, last question before we say farewell. What is your motto for getting the best life that you can, for living the best life that you possibly can? What is your
motto? Okay, what just popped into my head was I guess my mission is to transforming lives permanently, but living every day, as the best version of yourself, as yourself. I mean, meaning that, being conscious, being present with what's coming up for you in any given moment.
Yeah.
Learning to stop listening to that ego mind that's telling you all the things that you're not, and start believing in yourself. There you go. That's what came through.
Oh, what? Whoops, there you go. Something else just came up. That's it. Yes. And thank you. And I'd love to know, maybe in our next conversations, I'd love to know what you do, your steps that you take to live the best life that you can.
Oh, yeah. That's I was thinking about this morning. My morning is the most precious time that I gift myself every single day. And I have certain protocols, or I guess practices, that I do every single morning to live my best life. And I've had to really pull on them strongly at the moment. A bit about what's been going on for me in my life. So it's even more so imperative that I have this morning routine that just sets me up for the whole day. And I teach a lot of that in my work as well.
So let's talk about your morning routine.
I thought we were running out of time, but yes.
No. Next time, to make it.
Next time.
in our next conversation, let's talk about your morning routine to make it practical that other women who are inspired by you can actually follow, because there's one thing in saying, the next thing is to putting it into practice. Love to know what
Absolutely.
to keep.
Absolutely.
All
My
right,
morning ritual, I'll call it our morning ritual.
morning ritual.
Mm,
Thank you
yeah.
ever so much for joining us today on Tribe Leaders Unveiled.
You're so welcome.
Really nice. I'm really enjoying these conversations just to get you to know you a little bit more and where you go. And I totally hear you that to step into our wealth, we have to step into our health first.
100%. That's the message, ladies and gents, if any gents are watching. Yeah, your health is your wealth. That's your mantra now. Your health is your wealth.
Love it.
All right.
Can see that as a bumper sticker.
Yes.
All right.